again, Roshfooco watches and things. Today a quick look at just a new purchase that I got. I just got it a couple of days ago. Corgeut Pilot watch, Flieger watch. Pretty affordable. AliExpress Chinese special. Shout out to the watcher on YouTube. He did a video a week or two ago pointing this one out. I kind of like the look of it, so yeah, picked it up. As I say, arrived a couple of days ago. So this is a Type A Flieger watch with the hour indexes prominent. Type B Fliegers would have the minute, 5-minute grades on that, and an inner dial with the hours as well. So a navigator's watch from the German Air Force in the Second World War. This is it's a fairly good homage, to be honest. If you think about the kind of core standards for a Flieger watch back in the day, big case. This one's certainly not as big, so they were usually 55mm cases, matte black dial, triangle index for orientation at 12, luminous markers and hands, a pocket watch movement, and a long leather strap to get around your flight jacket. So this one's got pretty similar specifications in that regard. This is a 43.5mm case, so by no means diminutive, but certainly not as big as those original Fliegers. 11mm thick to what I suspect is mineral glass. 51.5 lug tip to lug tip, so it's pretty long. 22mm lug width, and of course we've got a really grippy, oversized onion crown, again with that Flieger aesthetic. It's cold in an old aeroplane where your gloves on, you can grab that and turn that no problem. This is over 9mm in diameter, so that's a hell of a crown. This is a stainless steel watch. It is PVD coated in what Corgeut are calling a coffee colour, so it does look a bit like kind of burnished bronze or something. I quite like the colour of it, to be honest. Let's just have a look in a bit more detail at that dial. Like I say, it is a Type A dial, so it's very clean. I opted to not have the branding, the Corgeut branding on there, but you can do. You do have the choice of that one. Very clean, very functional. We do have the addition of the small seconds at 9 o'clock. We have that orientation marker at 12. We've got clear Arabics and very clear minute markers. We've got quite nice, I don't know what the technical term for these hands are, kind of alpha or lance style hands. And you can see that minute hand pushing right up to the minute track as well, so telling the time on this is as easy as pie. That sub dial, you can see the hand is just a smaller version of the hour hands, just in miniature, and we've got a kind of pseudo rail track around that minute track as well. There is some lume on it. Bear with me a second, we'll just have a look at the luminescence on this watch. Okay, so that's the lume. It's okay, it's certainly not tremendous by any stretch of the imagination, but it's good, it's clear. You can see all of those Arabics and markers and orientation triangles and hands. Even the second hand on the sub dial is loomed as well, so that's pretty decent. You can see it fading on screen now. With the naked eye it's a little better, but I'm not sure this one's going to last all night, but as it is, pretty decent. As previously referenced, we've got a bit of mineral crystal, pretty simple, flat mineral glass there. What I would say is that you can see it just does sit a little proud of the bezel there, so that to me has got it's got chip magnet written all over it really, especially with it being quite a big watch as well, so that's certainly something to look out for. The case itself, again, it's that coffee PVD colour, nice dull kind of bronzed patinaed look. I quite like it. It's certainly not that kind of shiny gold bronze colour that you get from new bronze watches, so quite a nice PVD there. You've got a bit of curvature on the lugs there, which is nice. Certainly for a bigger watch, you kind of want it to conform to your wrist as much as possible. You can see that the bottom of the lugs have been smoothed off, which is a nice touch. Knocking off those lug endings means that you don't get any sharpness on the underside on your wrist, so yeah, good shout. And a screw down case back as well. We've already referenced the big oversized crown. And that's probably my favourite part of it, when you flip it over, taking a look at the movement. This is a what Corgeut are calling a 6497. It is, as you would expect, a Chinese clone of the Unitas or ETA 6497 pocket watch movement. It is hand winding only, there's no rotor there, so it's a pure hand winder, but it's not a hacking movement, which is a shame for a pilot's watch, but certainly not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually quite nice to look at. Got a bit of decoration on the bridges there. We've got a nice contrast between those kind of cerise rubies and the blue screws. I'm under no false impressions that those have been thermally blued, but they look nice all the same. Of course, the pocket watch movement being one of the staples of flieger watches back in the day. Again, just like that Panerai that we looked at the other day, pocket watches with the crown at 12, we've got the sub-seconds at 6, so when you flip it around to being a wristwatch, crown at 3, sub-seconds at 9. Strap, it is genuine leather. It is a bit plasticky, to be honest, but it is pretty pliable. It's got some stitching there to hold it together. A couple of what I suspect are, I mean, they're real rivets, but I think they're kind of there for show. They're not really doing anything. They're certainly not holding the strap together to any degree there, but you know, it kind of feeds into that pilot watch aesthetic that they're going for. Got a kind of oversized buckle there. The tang doesn't actually sit into the buckle as you would like to, but would it be better if that was PVD'd as the case was? Perhaps, but again, it's not a deal breaker for me. Too good, too bad. Well, certainly the good things is the overall style and the faithfulness to the original flieger look that they're going for, especially when I think I paid £54 or £56 for this one, and I don't really know how to use AliExpress. I don't know how to use coupons. I don't have the app. I just do it through a browser, so I'm probably not getting the best deal. And the other good thing, I love that movement. Apparently lots of watchmakers start on a Unitas 6497 because it's fairly simple, fairly big. You know, you don't need the greatest manual dexterity to have a go at it, but it kind of looks nice as well. Too bad. Well, non-hacking for a pilot's watch is a bit of a shame. Like I say, it's not a deal breaker, but it is a bit of a shame. And the other thing, the thing that we might have a bit of problems with down the line is that mineral crystal that does sit above the bezel, sit above the case there, so that's probably going to pick up chips during the lifetime of this watch. 7-inch wrist. It's a big watch, so it needs to be worn appropriately. It's fairly thin though, which is nice because of that hand winding movement. I think there's one other hole there to fit it in, so I guess probably 6 3/4 could get away with it. That 51.5 lug to lug is, yeah, it's up there. You know, you don't want to go too much bigger than that. That crown, as well as it is quite big, would have the potential to dig into your wrist, but I've not had any problems with that over the last couple of days. So yeah, super. Okay guys, just to wrap up, it is the 23rd of December. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that jazz. It's been a bit of a shitter of a year. I appreciate anybody who's watched my channel. I know that's not very many of you. It doesn't matter to me, man. I'm not here to do anything other than just to kind of justify the fact that I've got too many watches. If anybody watches it and has fun, learns something, whatever, doesn't matter. Thank you very much for that, and I'll see you again. I'm out.